What's up, everybody? It's your boy Hugh here from Creative. I just got back from Miami and I want to make a quick update video, the comparison video between the E and the Fusion or all the other camera. So E just made an announcement, a new software firmware update from yesterday. Now E officially have in-camera image stabilization system. So before that, people try to compare which 360 camera to purchase, the Fusion, the Garmin, the E. The one disadvantage of E is it does not have in-camera stabilization. So whenever you film E, you actually need to purchase or bring in this little handheld gimbal by Mozilla Air, attach them together to achieve barely smooth motion with the E. Just before we even go into all this in-camera stabilization drama, it's always the best to pick up a physical gimbal if you want to have really smooth motion, because they always gyro effect in the stitch line and all this other stuff, drifting and all this stuff come up with software stabilization in any consumer camera. So if you want a professional looking video with motion, use a gimbal, and trust me, because I film with a professional camera like this one, the Obsidian R260 Pro. I tried many way. There's no way you could get the best stabilization without physical gimbal, unless you cannot use a gimbal like a drone sometime. But just use a gimbal for perfect smooth footage. But let's drop this off, because most people, consumer watching this video, they will not spend extra money to buy a $200 gimbal. They want to just bring this camera into the pocket and go snowboarding, go sport, and they want to have butter smooth video. So that is the tutorial, this video all about. So before that, Fusion had stabilization, but a lot of people complain about it. E don't, so people will still go for the Fusion. But now E does have in-camera stabilization. So let's take a look at the footage I just shot. So let's take a look. So it's me, as you see, one hand holding the GoPro Fusion right here, as you see, and one hand, this hand is the E. You can't see that because you can see it from the shadow, but look at how smooth is that. Just look at the footage. I'm running straight, I'm running, right there, see, I'm running pretty fast, jumping off the rock, and look at that, it's so smooth. It's very surprising. The new E firmware, let's just look at it again. Look at me, POV view. I'm running. Look at the side. Look at this side. We should take attention to the stitch line. You don't really see the gyro effect you see in the Insta260 One or the Xiaomi Mi Sphere. So the in-camera stabilization is actually, the new firmware is really great. E did a great job on that. So now, you see the stabilization version. Let's take a look at, if you turn stabilization off, what is E look like without stabilization, so you have a good comparison. So go ahead and hit this dot point, and IMU is the format of the stabilization software, so just go ahead and turn it off. So when you turn it off, because I handheld the camera like that, right? Like that. So without a gyro stabilization, the camera actually, first frame is pointed on the ground, which is a common issue with all the camera. GoPro Fusion actually does not fix that, even if they're in camera stabilization. I will show you later. But if you turn it off, you point it on the ground, obviously, because I am pointing on the ground. So go ahead and play it. But let's just pan it up so you see it. That is without the image stabilization. Look at that. The frame is wobbling up and down. I don't want to torture you that much, so I will just stop that. You probably need to right now go to the restroom and pee, because it's a lot of motion and it is not comfortable to watch. So E come a long way. This camera just released less than a month. They already released this awesome in-camera stabilization feature and just beat Insta260 One and GoPro Fusion. As you see here, I do have a GoPro Fusion filming side by side with the E. So let's do a comparison and see the stabilization in the Fusion. Is it match up with the E, or can the E beat the Fusion? Let's take a look. And here is the GoPro Fusion with stabilization turned on. Let's take a look, guys. So that's the front view. You see that's the E camera right there, and you see some gyro bouncing effect from the GoPro Fusion right here as well. But actually this is also really good. But pay attention, just look at the front wheel. And let's put it side by side. Let's just rewind all the way to the front. Let's do a side-by-side comparison. Look at that. As you see that the Fusion, even with stabilization, it still have this like left and right bouncing. It's not fully stabilized. But for the E, it feel like you're flying through, it feel like you're on a drone. Like you don't have the left and right bouncing. So the stabilization is more in the E and more smooth. Let's flip around. Also flip around in the Fusion. Take a look. Take a look at the side view as well, guys. In conclusion, if you see from the E stabilization, it's really stabilized. It looked like you did in Mocha VR. So everything is buttery smooth. Look like the camera is on an gimbal. No, I'm sorry, not on gimbal. Look like the camera is on a drone, like a drone fly inside you, because if you hold it like that, the whole thing is off. Take a look at it. So see, you will not see the camera as the whole thing is on. Just look like a flying drone just in front of you, capture you the whole time in 360 angle, which is what everybody wants. Like if you're doing an extreme sport, that is what you want. You want a flying camera to capture you so you can do skydiving and snowboarding. It's always capturing. You don't want people to have that motion to make you sick. So I know that like if you see Fusion, the stabilization footage, it still have some motion. I mean, so people say, it's just a little bit motion, it's fine. But again, if you put it in a VR goggle, you can really see the motion. It will really get people sick. I mean, if you're doing a snowboarding, you want people to enjoy your video instead of going to the restroom in every 5 minutes. So so it depends on what you want. And some people, like some sport people, like the reason pick Fusion is like, yeah, you know what? I don't want the stabilization to be that much. I want to still create some realism for the camera. If that is what you go for the Fusion. But if you want buttery smooth stabilization, I think why now at this point is doing a way better job than the Fusion. Disclaimer though, so E just released its firmware release. So they're still upgrading the new software so you can export the footage into the final format so you can edit in Premiere, After Effects. It's coming out soon. The new feature stabilization available both on iOS and Android. So not like Fusion, only available iOS, right? So you can use that immediately if you have an Android phone. So also very like Android friendly for E camera. So one thing I want to mention that though, GoPro Fusion does officially claim that the stabilization feature is still in beta and they're gonna release a better version in NAB next year in March, I believe so. NAB is in March. So with the new firmware, the camera inside built in different sensor, not only rely on gyro stabilization. So right now in the market, every consumer camera stabilization solely rely on gyro stabilization. Good example is Insta360 ONE, which you can see on my travel vlog, is built on that camera. The common issue of the camera is it's really stable, but the problem is if you see the stitch line, you will see the bouncing gyro effect if you turn the stabilization on. That is just a common problem you can avoid if you only rely on gyro stabilization. So GoPro Fusion claimed that not only with gyro stabilization, they will also come with an image sensor stabilization built inside the camera already. Just need the software to finish the update, then leverage this data to create buttery smooth stabilization. So even in stitch line, you will not see the bouncing gyro effect. I'm excited for GoPro Fusion update their firmware to, in 3 months, let's say, to fix this issue. Just for curiosity, I also want to play you guys the GoPro Fusion without stabilization. How bad is that? And this is the GoPro Fusion without stabilization. Look at that. It's unwatchable. So GoPro Fusion, you always have to use stabilization because this is an action camera. You film it with action. So that is just not an option for GoPro. They have to up their game in stabilization. So hopefully GoPro live up what they claim. So for GoPro Fusion user owner like me, I can really bring this into snowboarding. Right now, if I go snowboarding, I probably still gonna rely on the E or the Insta1 or just carry a gimbal on my hand. I would not mount this on my helmet. I would try, actually. I am going to Vancouver the snowboarding, I will try and let you guys see the footage. So you will see a sport comparison with the Fusion, with the E, with the One, and even with the fancy camera right here, the Obsidian RS. This is actually R. So you will see like in action, like how good is the stabilization of this camera. Right now, you don't see any footage out there on the internet. People just glorify this camera, but I mean, any sport footage out there you see is pretty good, except for GoPro, which is questionable. Are they using World VR in the post to make it look better? Because what I'm testing right now is just running. You see, it's just not that great. I'm sorry, GoPro. I mean, I love you guys. It's not that great, at least at this point. So, subscribe to my channel, and the real sport testing, me snowboarding in Vancouver, is coming up in like a couple days. I'm flying out tomorrow. So you see a real life comparison between the E, the Fusion, the One. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and see the future coming video and give me a thumb up. And I will see you next time.